10 celebs accused of killing people in real life. Even celebrities sometimes get in trouble with the law. Number 1, Matthew Broderick. Few people know that Ferris Bueller, star Matthew Broderick, was involved in a fatal car crash in 1987. He was driving with co-star Jennifer Grey when he crashed a rented BMW into another car in Northern Ireland. A mother and daughter were killed instantly. Broderick pled guilty in absentia and was charged with careless driving. Number 2, Amy Locane Bovenizer. Most people know Amy Locane Bovenizer as Sandy on the hit show Melrose Place. What you may not know is that in February of 2013, Amy was sentenced to 3 years in jail after she was convicted of vehicular homicide. Bovenizer was under the influence when she crashed into a car of a 60-year-old woman. Number 3, Phil Spector. Phil Spector, the record producer and songwriter, was found guilty of second-degree murder in the 2003 death of actress Lana Clarkson. He's currently serving his sentence of 19 years in a California prison. Number 4, Lane Garrison. The actor who appeared on Prison Break pled guilty to vehicular manslaughter without gross negligence and driving under the influence, causing injury in May 2007. He was involved in a 2006 crash where he struck a tree. One of the passengers in the car died during the crash. Number 5, Rebecca Gayheart. Maxima girl and actress Rebecca Gayheart was driving her car and struck a boy as he was crossing the street. He was not crossing in an established crossing zone, but other cars had stopped to let the boy cross. Gayheart drove in the turn lane to get around the cars. The boy died the next day at the Los Angeles Children's Hospital. Gayheart pleaded no contest to vehicular manslaughter and was sentenced to 3 years probation, a fine, a suspension on her license, and 750 hours of community service. Number 6, Michael Jace. The S.H.I.E.L.D. actor May Jace has been accused in the May 19th shooting death of his wife, April Jace. She was found dead in her home by police. He has entered a not guilty plea and as of August 2014 has waived his rights for a preliminary hearing and is preparing for trial. Number 7, John Wilkes Booth. John Wilkes Booth famously assassinated President Abraham Lincoln. He was a noted Shakespearean actor in his day. Number 8, Don King. Don King was actually responsible for 2 murders. The first was the justifiable homicide of a man trying to break into one of King's gambling houses. The second, however, involved an employee of the boxing promoter who King stomped to death. He was convicted of second-degree murder. He was later pardoned for the crime. Number 9, Keith Moon. The Who drummer, Keith Moon, accidentally killed a man in 1970. Moon drunkenly drove into a crowd, hitting his friend and bodyguard Neil Boland. He later received an absolute discharge. Number 10, Lead Belly. This renowned blues musician got involved in a fight over a woman and ended up killing one of his relatives. Governor Pat Morris Neff pardoned him in 1925 after Belly wrote a song requesting his freedom. Number 11, O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson was accused of killing his ex-wife, though was ultimately deemed not guilty. This controversial case is one of the most talked about in celebrity history. Number 12, Brandy. Brandy was involved in an accidental car crash when she hit the car in front of her in 2006, and the driver of the other car, Awatef Abadouaj, eventually died. No charges were filed, but she was paid out of settlements to the driver's parents, husband, 2 children, and 2 other drivers who were involved in the accident. Number 13, Robert Blake. Robert Blake was leaving a restaurant with his wife Bonnie Lee Bakley, and after getting in his car, went back inside to retrieve a gun he had left behind. When he returned to the car, his wife was found shot dead. He was tried for her murder, but was found not guilty. Number 14, Oscar Pistorius. The South African double amputee runner competed in the 2012 Olympics. In 2013, he was accused of shooting and killing his girlfriend in their home. It was unclear whether Pistorius intended to kill her. The defense claimed he thought she was an intruder and fired in self-defense. The judge ruled he was guilty of culpable homicide, and he was sentenced to 5 years in prison.